So we had ended last class with this question. Example 12.3. A particle of mass 200 gram executes an SHM if the restoring force is due to a spring of spring constant 80 newtons per meter. Find time period and frequency. Right. So you know the formula for time period is 2 pi root over of m by k. You know frequency is the inverse of time period and the unit of frequency is in hertz. Fine. So I hope you people have tried, but here's the solution. We use the formula for time period 2 pi root over of m by k. Mass is given to be 200 grams. Spring constant is 80 newtons per meter. So we use this formula, but हम लोग straight 200 grams use नहीं कर सकते. We have to convert 200 grams into the unit of kgs since we have newtons and meters and everything. So we know that 1 kg is 1000 grams. So 1 kg divided into 1000 parts is equivalent to 1 gram, or 10 to the power minus 3 kg is equal to 1 gram. Similarly, for 200 grams we multiply 200 into 10 to the power 3 minus 3. Sorry. So here we use the same formula, 2 pi into root over of 200 into 10 to the power minus 3 kgs divided by 80 newtons per meter. That turns out to be somewhere around 0.05 seconds, or like 2 pi into 0.05 seconds, or 0.31 seconds. And frequency, being the inverse of time period, is 1 by t, 1 by 0.31 seconds, or 3.22 second inverse, or 3.22 hertz. Now these are some other things to keep in mind whenever we are having uniform circular motion. The motion is periodic, but the motion is not SHM. So all oscillatory motion is periodic, but all periodic motion need not be oscillatory. Similarly, all SHM motion is oscillatory motion. But all oscillatory motion not SHM. So basically SHM is the small box, that is again a sub category or a special case of oscillatory motion, and oscillatory motion is a special case of periodic motion. This is periodic motion, this is oscillatory motion, and this is SHM. Moving on. Let us see a few questions. Oscillatory motion is periodic if del E, or there is a change in energy of the particle, is positive, negative, 0, or none of these. Now we have noticed that whenever a particle is oscillating, and whenever a particle is at its extreme position where it stops for a moment, the velocity becomes 0 for a very short duration. At that point, the energy it has is purely potential energy, and at this point where the velocity is maximum, the energy it has is kinetic energy. So all the potential energy at this extreme point gets converted to kinetic energy at the mean position, and this kinetic energy further gets converted to potential energy completely at the extreme position. So basically, in case of SHM, what happens is the potential energy gets converted to kinetic energy, the kinetic energy gets converted to potential energy, and again the potential energy gets converted to kinetic energy, and the cycle keeps repeating. Now the total energy is supposed to be conserved, because in this case we take it to be an ideal case. Now since we take it to be an ideal case, all the kinetic energy needs to be converted to potential energy without any losses. So the change in energy is 0. I hope that's clear. Now another way to look at it is oscillatory motion needs to have a constant amplitude. Ideal case, in an ideal case. Now we have previously discussed in class that when we talk about oscillation, we have got normal oscillation, we have got damped oscillation, and we have got forced oscillation. In case of normal oscillation, the amplitude remains constant and the wave keeps going indefinitely. In damped oscillatory motion, the amplitude keeps decreasing because energy is lost to friction, resistance, and other dissipative forces. Alright? And forced oscillation is that dissipative forces exist, but energy is constantly being supplied to keep the wave going. So, in ideal case, we are talking about normal oscillation. So, change in energy is supposed to be 0. Dissipative forces are not accounted for. ठीक है? फ्रिक्शन के कारण कोई एनर्जी लॉस नहीं होता. सो नो फ्रिक्शन, no mass of spring. If spring systems are being considered, then springs are assumed to be massless. Strings are assumed to be massless in case of pendulums and all that stuff. Now let us move on to the next question. Which of the following is true? This is what we have discussed just a minute ago. All oscillatory motion is periodic, but all periodic motion is not oscillatory. Right? So if you get such a question, you know the right answer. Now, distance covered by particle in SHM in one time period. Now this is something to which you already know the answers, but still, keeping it simple, if this is an oscillating body, the oscillation being in this range, this is the amplitude on both sides. Now for one oscillation to happen, that means the body goes from one mean position to the extreme position, returns back again to the mean position, again goes to the other extreme position, and again comes back to the mean position. That is one oscillation, one time period. Now we know that from here to here is one amplitude, and here to here is also the amplitude. The distance covered to the right of the mean is 2a, to the left of the mean is 2a. So total distance is 4a. But one other way to ask this question is that the distance word will be replaced by displacement. So if it is displacement, then displacement is 0, because ultimately the particle reaches the mean position. So its net change of position is 0. Alright. Some other related questions can be like, for when a particle is going from mean to extreme position, how much time does it take? Right? If it's going from mean to extreme position, time taken is how much? Four motions are executed repeatedly, right? So time period by 4. Moving on. This question can be an important one. Particle in SHM has maximum acceleration alpha and maximum velocity beta. The time period is. Now you remember, for velocity we had a formula, what? V equals to omega into a square minus x square. Now if velocity is maximum, that means x is minimum, or minimum x is when the particle is at mean position, x equals to 0. Displacement from the mean position is 0. So x equals to 0, or v equals to omega a squared minus 0 squared, or omega a. And again, there is a value of acceleration. What was that? Minus omega squared a sine omega t. Let me recall that. Check out this recap page. Acceleration is minus a omega squared sine omega t plus delta, right? That means for maximum acceleration, or the maximum magnitude of acceleration, this value for sine omega t plus delta is 1, or you can take minus 1. Minus 1 will be more comfortable. But the point is that the magnitude of maximum acceleration is omega squared a. ठीक है? Because if this becomes 1, that means acceleration equals to omega squared a into 1. Now if this value is minus 1, if sine omega t plus delta is minus 1, then acceleration will become minus omega squared a into minus 1, or omega squared a. In both the cases, magnitude of the acceleration is same, because plus minus here indicate directions merely, right? So now you know the formula for acceleration is this, or you know maximum acceleration is this, V max is this, A max is this. Let us move on right now. Now we have found the formula for A max to be alpha equals to omega squared into amplitude, and for velocity we found that V max is omega into amplitude. Now let us take a ratio alpha by beta, or maximum acceleration by maximum velocity, that is omega squared a by omega a, and we are finding that omega is equals to alpha by beta. But we also know this formula, right? Omega equals to 2 pi f, omega equals to 2 pi by t, omega t equals to 2 pi, right? So what we do is we find out the value of t equals to 2 pi by omega. Omega का वैल्यू हमने ऑब्टेन किया है अल्फा बाई बीटा. So 2 pi by alpha by beta equals to time period, or the time period is 2 pi beta by alpha. ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं कुछ कुछ वैल्यूज़ को इंक्लूड करके, राइट? व्हेन देयर आर वैल्यूज़ टू स्लाइटली कॉम्प्लिकेट द क्वेश्चन ए बिट. ठीक. Next question. This is a question that we had seen in the last class. So a pendulum is in SHM. Acceleration of bob of the pendulum is 20 meter per second square at 5 centimeter from mean position. So say there is a bob. It is moving on. It is oscillating. Sorry. Now मान लो डिंग डोंग डिंग whatever that is, रात के 12 बजे वाले हॉरर मूवी की घंटी बज रही है. Now acceleration is 20 meter per second square. Now 5 centimeter from mean position, मतलब say assume this is 5 cm. Okay, so then we have to find T and F, that is time period and frequency. Let us see how. This is the information that we have been given, right? Now this is 5 cm, not 5 meters. So acceleration equals to omega squared x. Okay, my bad, I have done some error. Omega squared into 0.05, right? Yes, 5 cm from mean position, so 0.05 or 20 by 0.05 equals to omega squared, that is 400 equals to omega. For 400 equals to omega squared, omega equals to 20. Yes. Then ओमेगा की जगह वैल्यू यूज़ करो 20. सो 2 पाई बाई 20. तो ये वाला आंसर तो नहीं है, ये होने से रहा, बट 0.1 पाई. So that is the time period. Acceleration was given, displacement was given. अब तुमने एक्सेलरेशन का मैक्सिमम वैल्यू उस डिस्प्लेसमेंट पे निकाला. एक्सेलरेशन इक्वल्स टू ओमेगा स्क्वायर्ड एक्स. एक्सेलरेशन का वैल्यू 20 दिया था, 20 इक्वल्स टू ओमेगा स्क्वायर्ड इंटू एक्स, जो कि 0.05 मीटर्स था, 5 सेंटीमीटर्स और 5/100 मीटर्स. एंड देन ओमेगा टर्न्ड आउट टू बी, or rather omega square turned out to be 400. Omega turns out to be 20, and the answer is 0.1 pi. Next question is, there is a linear SHM that we are discussing. The amplitude is 3 centimeters. When the bob is at 2 centimeters from mean position, velocity equals to acceleration. Now find the time period. ठीक है, these are the options that have been given. Now this is going to be easy for you because acceleration का value you know, omega squared x, right? And velocity का value is omega a squared minus x squared. So you can cancel out omega from both sides. ठीक. Then plug in the values. 1 omega is at left side, omega equals to 2 pi by t. x तुम्हें दिया गया है 2. 9 minus 4, a was 3, right? तुमको एम्पलीट्यूड क्या दिया गया था? 3. And displacement was given to be 2. So a squared is 9, x squared is 4, 9 minus 4 is root 5, 2 pi into 2 is 4 pi by root 5 equals to t. So this is your time period. I hope everybody is clear so far. Okay. Now this question is going to be a long one. This is for the next session. And also keep in mind, phases couldn't be done today or in this session, we'll be coming up with another session for phases and phase constant. Thank you. Signing off.